Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel and thank you guys. Our community is 12,000 strong, and that's because of all 11,999 of you. Because I'll take credit for me, but you guys need to take credit for you. I thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm so glad that you make me part of your day. I want to know what you're eating, what you're drinking, breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, green tea, coffee, matcha, hot milk. We don't judge. Bloody Mary, alcoholic or not. I'll take it non-alcoholic. But you guys, help yourself. What are you eating? Did you guys like my hash brown? My stuffed hash brown? They're so good. You should try them. Guys. Yeah. So, there's a few videos I'm going to go ahead and put out this morning. They're all about your friend, Gypsy Rose, sort of kind of in a roundabout way, talking about Nick right now. Guys, I want to be clear about something. I've had quite a few of the comments coming in on the YouTube and some emails and stuff. Guys, I don't think Nick should walk. I just want to let you know that Nick hadn't been in trouble for anything violently. There was a questionable act in front of a McDonald's that had to do with, I don't even want to talk about that because we don't even know that that is even true, or that, I mean, I haven't seen any record on that. So let's not talk about that. Let's stay at what's at hand. And what's at hand is, I've had some people say, "Oh, Toddy, you're just trying to..." I think that Nick was wrong, but I think that Nick was manipulated. And I think had he not been manipulated, that wouldn't have happened. Now, quite a few of you have written back to me, and you know people with autism, you yourself are diagnosed with autism, and those that have same type of autism as Nick have said, there's quite a few of you that have said, you know, I have a family member that could be manipulated like Nick, I have friends that could be manipulated like Nick, I can be manipulated. I mean, there's so many comments. And then there's people that don't seem to have autism or not that type of autism, and they're like, well, you know, he's just as guilty. He's guilty. He is guilty because he's convinced that he unalived Dee Dee. That's enough. He did the act that he thinks unalived Dee Dee. So whether Dee Dee was not alive when Nick got there or not, he didn't know it apparently, and he thought he was taking her LIFE. So, yes, that's dangerous. Yes, that's against the law. Yes, that's MURDER. The mastermind, the manipulator, the person that drew from A to B to C to D to all the way back to Big Bend, Wisconsin, is your little, what are we going to call her? Your little artist, Gypsy Rose. She's the one that drew all of the lines. She's the one that created the whole picture. She's the one that got the whole puzzle. She's your little puzzle person who put everything together so that she could get what she wants. Let me tell you, I don't think her leaving with Nick was what she wanted. I don't think Nick was supposed to leave the house that night. You guys that are bashing Nick and that are saying, well, Nick shouldn't Nick shouldn't Nick shouldn't have you guys ever thought about that? What would have happened had that have happened? Because I really think something was supposed to go down in that house where Nick wasn't supposed to leave. Gypsy was going to take off. A bunch of money was going to be gone. And we weren't going to see Gypsy again. That's honestly what I think. She would have been somebody who would have been gone. She wasn't going to stay in the house, guys. She was not going to stay in the house because she wasn't always going to live as a disabled person. She didn't want to live as a disabled person. She didn't take a wheelchair with her. She didn't take anything with her to say that she was disabled. So she didn't want to continue living that life. So her living in that house in front of all the people that thought she couldn't walk, that wasn't going to happen. I'm telling you, I honestly, the only thing that makes sense to me, and everything that happened, and the fact that she GROOMED'd him for years about this crime because he didn't want to do it. But she convinced him the only way we could be together, if you don't do this, she's going to come after me and she's going to do it to me. She kept telling him. She took a video, you guys know this, where she showed him exactly where to do the unaliving. Now, Charlie Manson, he didn't even go into that great detail. He just sent a bunch of people out and told them to do it. He didn't groom people for years or anything like that. He just, manipulated vulnerable people. Maybe not even people that had any kind of illness, just maybe vulnerable, lost people at the time. And he died in prison because he was the mastermind. And it was a slang. It was with knives. Okay? So why do people see Gypsy as somebody who was so distraught and so manipulated by her mom that she came up with this great plan and kept going over the course of time, making it a perfect, great plan to unalive her mom? Guys, a lot of you have seen the crime scene photos. Thank you, Fancy. I didn't get them from Fancy. I promise you I didn't get them from Fancy. Guys, they're there. You can get them online. Okay, you can easy peasy get them online. They're all over. Nick didn't do that. Nick didn't do that to that woman. Nick said 4 times that he... 4 times, right? Guys, that's from the Psycho soundtrack. You know what it is, right? Guys, 4 times, right? So, how did Dee Dee was brutally beat. Brutally. And that wasn't by Nick. And what I just found out, and I saw this video by Anxious Ant, guys. You know how I love those guys. This was more of a serious video where I didn't know this, but supposedly Gypsy was alone in that house for 45 minutes after that, after the ATTACKED from Nick, and Nick was waiting in a taxi, and the taxi driver supposedly can say that this is true. They could vouch for this. Say that he was waiting and she was in the house. What the hell was she doing in that house for so long with her unalived mom? The fact that this woman hasn't shown any remorse, hasn't cried for her mom. We haven't seen that. We've seen a bunch of silly ass behavior, which I'm going to put videos on because today was Gypsy Rose Day apparently. And how messed up was she? She reached out to somebody who was on parole. What an idiot. I mean, come on, guys. We're going to get into that video. But if you guys see the recklessness, the train wreck of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, why do you think it's so unbelievable that perhaps she did a lot of this? You don't think she's got meanness in her? Look at what she did to Ryan. I know that that's not physical, but you got to be some kind of cupcake to do that to somebody who only loved you. Like, why'd he deserve that? And she has no problem laughing in his face. He found out we're talking since February. And you think that makes you look good, Gypsy. I will hold open the door for you, honey. When it's time for you to go back to jail, I will pay to hold open that door for you. I will pay for that. I will make sure that your ass is in that Sally port. I'll love it. I would love it. I would love a picture of your ass right in that Sally port right there. Because you're going back. It's only a matter of time because you cannot control yourself. You know it all. You think you know it all. There's so much shit in the short amount of time that this woman got out of prison that it's getting to the point that it can't just be us. Now this is all on social media. She is making our judicial system, which doesn't take much to make it look bad, right? I mean, you guys saw the sentencing of Christopher Greger today, right? That was a joke of yesterday. I'm sorry. You know that he'll end up doing maybe 17, 18 years. with time served in 85% of his sentence. So we already know that the justice system is a joke. But what they don't like is when they let somebody out and they mock the justice system. And that's what Gypsy's doing. Gypsy is laughing in the face of the people that said, okay, she's a good candidate. She's shown us this, that. God only knows what the hell she's shown you, because we clearly see nothing. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Missouri and Chillicothe, but you're letting people out of your prison that should double their time, because they haven't gotten anything. They haven't learned anything, apparently, to show that they are going to be a better person in society. They are taking the shit that they got when they went in there, the shit that they got while they were in there, and they've mixed it all together into some sort of shit soup, and they're giving it to anybody to drink. But now that some people have tasted it, and some people have said, "Ooh, what was that?" They're re-evaluating Gypsy Rose. Even her best fans, even her biggest fans, her critics now are saying, we're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it because she's dangerous. She shouldn't be out on the streets. I think her own family knows that now. There's so much going on from this one person, and she's laughing at everybody, and she's making money off of it. But Gypsy Rose, suck it in, baby, because it might just be your last day of freedom. And again, I'll pay to open up the Sallyport door and to slam it on her when she gets inside of it. Guys, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I know that some of you think, listen, I think Nick should be in a place that is totally supervised, because I think that Nick clearly can be manipulated. He can clearly be manipulated. But I don't think prison is really the place for him. I think that he could still do good in a supervised setting in society, whether it be training dogs, which is what he's apparently doing now. I'd love to see 6 months from now how that's going, a year from now how that's going. Nick deserves a fair trial, because there was stuff taken out of the trial and stuff manipulated and some untruths. So he deserves a fair trial. Imagine if he was yours. He deserves a fair trial. He didn't get one. So he was somebody that was picked for the plucking, because Gypsy saw how she could manipulate him, just like she saw how she could manipulate Ryan. She knew. That doesn't make Ryan weak. It doesn't make Nick weak, but they're vulnerable in certain parts of their life, and that's what Gypsy does. Gypsy picks on the people that she could pick on, that she could manipulate, that she could use her little voice with, or dress up in a wig with, or whatever. Whatever she's promising these people. It's clear she used her body. She used her body to get Nick interested to unalive her mom. I don't know, but there's a name for when people use their bodies. But then again, the Yerkers can't wait for that baby to be born to that mom. Ryan, honey, Ryan Anderson, you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet. Because you're going to look at this. You're going to look at this a year down the line, and you're going to thank God. You're going to get on your knees and thank God. And I think at some point you're going to be a little embarrassed that you married her. And that's going to be okay. That's going to be when you completely grew. That's going to show complete growth. When you're like, oh, yeah, that was a different lifetime ago. So, Ryan, Nick, Ken, I don't feel sorry for you. You're just too damn cocky for me. and you seem to think that, I don't know. I think with you it's about money, Ken, and so I don't know what would be sacred to you. I don't understand how you can't think a mother that Gypsy's mom was. I mean, that was her mom. You think that that was the only way Gypsy could have left the house? You still think that was the only way she could have left the house? You still think that? You know her now. Do you still think that's the only way? Don't kid yourself. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip, and you're not. But that's okay, because we're all part of one community here, and I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always, always, always be kind. Never be Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Never be Ken Urker. It's okay to be Ryan Anderson. He's a good guy. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.